And Nikita, I guess you're going to say the season could be better than it is, but I want to say great job so far. I mean, that win beginning of the year in Barcelona just blew everybody away, just fabulous. And that, ever since then, you've been right on it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when you're going into a new championship, of course, you don't expect anything because, you know, you don't know how the teammates are going to perform. You don't know how the rivals, you know, how they're going to do, how strong they are. So obviously winning the first race of the year was a great achievement, especially after such a good qualifying beforehand. So I would say, yeah, ever since then, the season was going pretty well. There was a downside of Austria, but that's racing.
But the thing that is, for me, is impressive is the teammates you're having to beat and race against at ART. We're talking Antoine Hubert, who was really quick last year and obviously leading the championship now, as he should be in a way. Then you got the two Brits, Callum Ilott and Jake Hughes, both of whom are really quick racing drivers with very good pedigrees. How did you deliberately put yourself in that situation where you knew, first of all, you had to beat those three guys in order to win? Because that's a lot of pressure.
I would say in a way yes, in a way no. You know, in racing you don't get to choose your teammates. That's something that you get given. And, you know, it was a great opportunity to go to ART last year. In fact, that is the best team, so every driver wants to be there. And it was a great opportunity for me to go there because you're going to have a great car. But, of course, the downside of it is that, you know, you have the great car, but there's always going to be strong teammates. But I'm kind of happy about that because it allows you to grow as a racing driver and kind of put you in a very difficult position. But if you succeed, you will be quick and very competitive.
But you've done well, not, if I may say, for you guys not to run into one another too much. Monza looked fairly hectic in terms of what was going on with you and Antoine and Callum. Tell us a little bit about what the interaction is like between you drivers on and off the track.
I mean, I would say we're all very friendly. I've known Callum since I was extremely young, and they're all very nice guys. You know, obviously different nationalities, but we get on really well. Of course, on track is always is a bit of a different story. We all want to win, but yeah, Monza was a good weekend for us because we were all in the points, you know, and some podiums for Callum.
And you were good in the wet.
Yes.
You were there in the wet, you know, which is a big thing.
Absolutely. I mean, I had a really good start.
So what is your take on how to use the Pirellis in GP3 then? More than most, you're doing a good job with it, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that Pirellis are the kind of tyre that you have to get used to, but also you have to be a bit lucky that your driving style suits to them. It can't be too punchy, too aggressive.
And when you say that, talking about driving style, you've done quite a lot of work with Rob Wilson too, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that non-aggressive, non-spiky style is part of Rob's vernacular.
Exactly, so taking off the punchiness, if you can call this. For sure, I mean, Rob has got so many years of experience that you can kind of get to know how to use any tyre apart from Pirellis, so that helps a lot.
And then you took the plunge quite early on to do a deal with Force India to start testing with them in Formula One. It's not 2016, right?
Yes, it was 2016. So I left go-karting in 2015 when I left it as a vice world champion. And I went into my first year of Formula Renault. And I was doing quite well at that time. So I think that there was an opportunity to get something together with an F1 team because you're always looking for experienced people around you. And as you know, F1, when an opportunity like this comes along and someone is interested in taking you at some point, you can't say no because it might never come again.
And when you first tested, you tested as a young rookie, wow, this is Formula One. You're now testing, as you did in Hungary, with GP3 wins behind you, solid career path now going. Did it feel completely different getting in the F1 car this year and doing the job? I mean, how confident did you feel, I guess is what I'm saying.
I would say that the main thing that changes is that when you're even doing well in F3, no one really sees it because it's a different weekend. But when you're doing well right in front of the Formula One team that you're going to be testing with, you know, they see you winning on the weekend and then they put much more interest into working with you throughout the test. I would say they only took me 10, 15 laps or so and then I was in the right rhythm.
And what's the main thing, the braking?
Everything, you know, corner speeds, braking, driving style, everything is very much different because it's about 100 kilometers an hour different throughout all these points. So yeah, I would say it's not an easy task to get done, but if you want to be an F1 and if you want to be a good driver, that's what you have to do.
And another thing you did, I think, for this year was to start working with Nico Rosberg's ex-trainer, Daniel, correct?
Yeah, fortunately, I'm with him for 2 years now.
2 years, okay.
But yeah, that was something different in my team for the last years.
Just Team Mazepin, right? This is the shirt.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah, that's hopefully a good team. But
Yeah.
yeah, we started working together 2 years ago, and obviously, you know, you have to be fit for GP3, F3, but also when you're trying to
Do F1.
do some F1 tests, you know, they expect you to be doing 120, 130 laps a day. So, you know, you can't stop in the middle of the day and say you're tired or so. So having him on my team was really helpful because of the F1 experience that he has with Nico.